Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bayudan Laksono Putra. I'm a student at Economic and Business Landscape Analysis class in SPM ITB. Today I'd like to present one of the issue about energy poverty and macroeconomic impacts in Eastern Indonesia. Energy poverty remains an issue in Eastern Indonesia, especially in Papua, where many rural areas still lacking access to reliable and affordable electricity. Despite the significant national progress in electrification, about 99.83%, regional disparities persist and continue to affect household welfare. Supported by research of Zetara and Johnny in 2023, they found that household energy access in Indonesia is closely and very relevant to the improvement in income, education, and health outcomes. Their study also highlighted that households in the eastern region experiencing lower electricity access, also leading to a greater socioeconomic vulnerability. This presentation also aims to explore how energy poverty influences various macroeconomic impacts about household spending, economic growth, and education aspect. Using the customer satisfaction survey from PLN Papua, this presentation also provides recommendations to support sustainable electricity and deeper understanding for the issues essential for shaping exclusive energy to reach the underserved area. Access to electricity is measured on electricity ratio as of May 2025. We'll know that the Eastern Indonesia, especially in Papua, the ratio electrification are below the 70 or 80%. One of the region is 15%. Based on these customer survey result of PLN, majority of the customer are household, and distribution of the customer are the education are very low. This disparity in uneven electricity also impacting some of the areas, including household expense, economic growth, and education. From the data of BPS in the end of December 2024, we know that the average of Indonesian Human Development Index is about 75%. Most of the Eastern Indonesia are a low ranking with the score of very low, under 70%. Human Development Index is causing caused by the limited energy access, are causing the reduced human capital, hampering education, healthcare, and productivity capacity due to the energy limitation, also lowering the score of overall in the region or the national. The first impact is about the household expenses. Almost 30 to 45% household expenditure are going for the alternative electricity other than PLN. It also impacting the reduced disposable income for food, education, and healthcare. Significant time poverty from manual fuel collection, about 4 to 6 hours in weekly. By the study of Renard al. and at 2018 emphasized that rural households in Indonesia, especially those at lower income levels, suffer disproportionately from rising energy costs, with limited ability to substitute and also depending their vulnerability energy access. For the second impacts about the economic growth or the UMKM, micro, small, and medium enterprises, with the limited operating hours from 6 to 12 compared to 24 hours in the well-electrified areas, and also they are having the higher operational costs from 17 to 25% of business expenses. This is also supported by Zaman in 2023. Energy access is positively correlated with the employment and economic output in low and middle income countries like Indonesia, suggesting that improving electricity reliability can enhance local economic resilience. And the third impact is the education. About 42 fewer weekly study weekly study minutes per student without home electricity based on BPS in 2024. It is also causing the digital divide, limited access to online learning. It is supported by the Casillas and Kamen in 2010, arguing that energy poverty is fundamentally linked to a poor educational and developmental environmental outcomes, which in turn limits human capital formation and perpetual long-term regional inequality. There are several challenges in the electrifying across Indonesia. First one is geographic challenges, especially in Papua. With most of them are mountainous and geographic challenging. The cost of grid extension is 3 times than in Java, about 175 to 250 million in Papua. And also the financial constraint in customer acquisition. With the lower population density, there are per connection is about 12 to 15 million compared to 3 to 5 million in western provinces. Socioeconomic barriers, low household incomes in rural eastern areas, limited ability to pay connection fees or monthly bills, cultural factor, and lack of familiarity with electrical system create adoption hesitancy in some communities. Some of the recommendation is about decentralized energy solution like SuperSun. This is also one of the innovation of PLN. Deploy community-based mini grids and solar home system in areas where grid extension is prohibitively very expensive. And second is innovative financing mechanism. Partner with microfinance institution to offer energy loans with 2 to 3% below market interest areas, to establish cross subsidies from urban to rural electrification project. And also the one is policy integration, align electrification efforts with broader regional development initiative in education, healthcare, and economic empowerment to maximize synergetic benefit and strengthen the case for investment. These are some of the references that are used in this analysis. First one is BPS, also from the other journal Kassel and Carmen, Renner Essay, Seller, Zaman Eskan, and Ahmad, Setara, and Johnny. Okay, thank you for your attention. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.